Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm out here with the Lisle Carbine. The Delisle Carbine is a suppressed 45 ACP rifle, bolt-action rifle, based upon the Lee Enfield Mk12 rifle. This rifle was produced between 1942 and 1945 and was used during the Second World War. Only a very limited number of these rifles were built. This is a replica that was built by a buddy of mine who was a Class II manufacturer. This rifle is exceptionally quiet, probably one of the most quiet suppressed firearms in the history of suppressing firearms. We're going to take a closer look at this rifle this afternoon. The Delisle Carbine was developed by a gentleman by the name of William Godfrey Delisle. William designed the rifle as a .22 originally, and he used it in England to hunt small game. He saw the application for it and approached the Ministry of Defense and showed them the rifle. They wanted, obviously, a more substantial caliber, so the next development phase, they turned out a 9mm version of the gun, which really didn't work out that well. Finally, the 45 ACP was selected, and that's what the final design came out to fire. This particular rifle fires the 45 ACP. The 45 ACP inherently is subsonic. 9mm would have to be downloaded or use a heavier bullet to be subsonic. And again, this thing, after it was tested in around the 85 decibel range, which makes it very, very quiet. A monitored suppressor is going to be over 100 decibels. So this thing is very, very silent. It has a large baffle system here in the tube. Now this weapon was designed to replace the well rod, which was a handgun that used wipes. Wipes are rubber material that's used inside the baffles, or as a baffle inside the suppressor, that the bullet passes through and actually contacts the bullet. The wipes wear out very quickly. This weapon has a series of metallic baffles in it and doesn't wear out, and it's also serviceable in that you can take it off the gun and clean it. The sights are standard Enfield type sights, and you have a hooded front post here. It's a modified Enfield Mk3 action. You'll notice it's a much shorter bolt though. It looks very similar. It's a flat bolt face, but it's shortened considerably so it'll work with the 45 ACP. The barrel is also pushed through the receiver, and it comes all the way back to here. The other controls are the same as any other Lee Enfield rifle. You have your striker assembly here, which you can pull to cock it or decock it by letting it forward. And then you have your thumb safety right here. That puts it in a safe position. That puts it in the fire position. The rifle was designed to work with 1911 style magazines. The 1911 style magazine was chosen because it was already in production, was easily modified. This is a modified version of the 1911 magazine. You can see that it has a locking mechanism on the back of it. That's because this rifle locks using the standard Lee Enfield magazine catch here in the trigger guard. You put the magazine into the gun, and if you want to release it, you stick your finger into the trigger guard and release the magazine. Of course, the rifle has absolutely no recoil, and it's dead silent. It's amazing how quiet this thing is. You can hear the bullets hitting down range. It was used for sentry removal, but it was not issued to standard troops. It was used by special operation troops only. As you can imagine, this would have been a very effective sentry removal tool. Has a range of over 100 yards. You could probably shoot it out to about 200 yards if you had to. But because it's 45 ACP, the range will be somewhat limited. A very interesting piece of history. This thing is a lot of fun to shoot. The sound of the bullet hitting the plate is much louder than the gunshot. I mean, that steel plate's really loud. Even back here, it's about 40 yards away, 50 yards away. The gun itself, I have suppressed .22s I thought were quiet. This thing beats them by a mile. It's a real pleasure to shoot. The 45 with this heavy rifle doesn't really kick at all. That's neat stuff. Very fun. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this Delisle carbine. This is an interesting piece of World War II history. This rifle is an NFA item. That means that you have to register or apply for a tax stamp to own this particular firearm. There are 2 tax stamps involved. There's one involved for the SBR, the short-barreled rifle on which this carbine is built, and then you have a second tax stamp for the suppressor. $400 in taxes total. However, that's not the biggest hurdle in owning one of these. These are very rare. Only a couple hundred were made during the Second World War, and that means that there's very few of these in civilian hands. Most of the rifles that you're going to find out there are going to be rifles like this one that were built by gunsmiths. Not very common at all. But it's a real pleasure to be able to shoot this piece of history. It's something I really get into. If you guys have any questions about this particular rifle, you can always ask those questions on our Facebook page. But I'm also going to put some links down below in the description so you can follow those links and get more information about this rather elusive creature. Also, today is the Marine Corps birthday. I want to wish my fellow Marines happy birthday. Stay safe out there, and Semper Fi, brothers. This is a new Vepr 12 gauge shotgun that's just come onto the market. I'm currently evaluating this shotgun for a full review. Just want to give you guys a sneak peek. One of the things that's really cool about the shotgun is the magazine reloads. And it fires lightning fast. Those are low brass rounds, and they're cycling this thing perfectly. Stay tuned for the full review.